What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is the Ferrari 250 GTO, an absolutely stunning and very rare car indeed. Let's have a look at this one. We got it from the bad auction house, and it is in terrible condition. The frame isn't too bad, but everything else is pretty sorry for itself. It's got 200 and almost 85,000 kilometers on this one. A pretty high mileage on that little beast there. And this is how rare it is. I spent 10,134,670 and could sell it at a loss. Quite a big loss. 9.229 million is what I could sell it for. Losing out on 904,868. Well done, Payne. You really had to take the prize back of most expensive car in the game. Loving that. Hopefully, we'll be able to claw all of that back and make some astounding profit from this one today. Become the richest mechanic in the game. The engine in this one is the Tadak Merrick. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. My apologies if I am. It's an inline-six engine, currently pumping out 298 horsepower from the factory. We will obviously be adding performance parts to this one today, making it as fast as we can. Trying to get this beautiful little Ferrari 250 GTO. We're going to be taking it down the drag strip. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we do that, we need to get this little beauty all sorted, back together and ready to go. And to start with, we're going to get it over to the car wash and get it cleaned up. Apparently, this 250 GTO is right-hand drive. I'm loving that one. Definitely not an American version. This is, I'm going to say, a British import because that's what I'm going with. Looking awesome. Loving this. But let's get it cleaned. We can already see that it's red from the headlights being that color under there. And it will probably go back to a red later. Very vibrant. Looking totally awesome. But definitely feeling sorry for itself. Look at all that rust everywhere. We need to sort all of that out. But let's get the interior done. Then we can get this little beast back on the lift. Get the engine ripped out of there. And get everything else sorted. The 250 GTO is in the air. Let's check for the oil pan. There is a beast of an oil pan there looking very bad. So let's get that one drained out. I wonder if this is going to be clean or filthy. Out we go. Very filthy. Quite a bit of it in there. Not as much as normal, but absolutely disgusting in there. So let's get in. We need to get this drive shaft out to begin with. So let's just start with that. And out you come. Nice and easy. Considering the condition, no rusty bolts so far. I'm liking that. And we do have the starter. Always good that I don't have to buy it from the shop. Let's get in and get this gearbox out of here then. Out you come, and out you come. We will take these front exhaust sections out as well, just to be on the safe side, because sometimes it likes to play with me just a little bit. But let's get you down on the ground and see if we can rip that engine out of there. Grabbing the engine crane, over we go. Now, by the way, today is going to be more of a restoration with a few little colour parts addition. I'm not going to go too mad on the colour today. Engine out, nice to see. We're sort of going to more restore it back to its former glory. Definitely going to keep this red on the body because it's a Ferrari and I can't not. It's just how I am. But we will be adding a few bits of splash of colour here and there, but most of it will just be restoring. Probably adding a few blacks. Anyway, let's check out what we got in the engine bay. We've got a big old radiator. That needs all of the liquids draining from it, along with the wishy-washy reservoir and the brake servo. No power steering pump. Have we not got one? Let's have a look. Can I get out? Doesn't look like it. That's fine. So then we've also got the battery and then the fuse box base. No, I want the fuse box cover to take off there. There we go. So you can see all of the innards in there. Also, we've got the fuel tank and the fuel pump down the back. We'll just grab the pump out while we're here. Now we need to drain the summer liquids, and to do that it is a very simple. We're just going to find a decent spot. You want to right-click, go to Additional Tools, click on the Drain Tools, and then click and hold on the container, in this case the radiator C, and it'll all drain out. So we're going to get all of these done, everything cleared out, and then when we come back, we'll be working on the beautiful bodywork of this Ferrari 250 GTO. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on the beautiful 250 GTO. But we need to strip all of this body off. Do we actually have anything on this body? Any trim pieces here? Doesn't look like it. That looks like, yeah, there we go. Car part one. Out you come. That's definitely a tail light. Is this a piece? No. Okay. Is there absolutely nothing on this? Is there no interior? No interior in there. So I've taken off a grand total of 2 parts. Have we got everything? According to that screen, we have 1% on there and nothing on there. Absolutely fantastic. The easiest one I think I've ever done. The frame's at 47%, and obviously I bought it for just over 10 million, so this is going to be expensive. 5,000? Wow. actual wow, 119,500 is the welder cost on the Ferrari 250 GTO. I was not expecting that in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm just going to screenshot that very quickly, just because I think that's awesome. I've never seen one quite that high. So there we go. Then we're going to get this one all repaired. And while that is going through, let's just have a look at the body shop for the 250 GTO. Now you can have your option of side exit exhaust or the rear exhaust there. And I am in two minds because I said about restoring this one as almost a full restoration. We're going to play with a few colors and stuff like that on the engine, but nothing too special. Whether I do side exits or whether I keep with the current rear exit exhaust, well, I don't know. We'll come back to that. We do have an engine cover. We have a couple of different front ends that we can play with, so there'll be some different styles on there. I'm going to have a look at a few of them. Again, more front ends there. Plenty of stuff to play around with. I'll see what I like and I'll have a look what comes out. Just very simple couple of doors. Then we got a little hood on there. Left tail light. Left headlight, sorry, left tail light. Rear bumper, a couple of different options for there. Probably, I don't know. We'll see when we come to it. And that's pretty much it. So there's only a few different... I didn't mean to go back there. I meant to go back up there. There's only a few different things you can play with, such as the exhausts, the front ends, and a little bit of the rear bumper there. So it's not too bad, but we need to get everything bought because I pretty much had nothing on this one. So we're just going to buy everything brand new, ready to go back on our 250 GTO. Get it back together, then we'll head over to the paint shop and see what we're going to do with it today. Time to get this beautiful little GTO all back together, so let's just crack on with it. We'll start at the front, in with the headlights. On you go there, in with the lovely hood and that little engine cover just there. We kept the front end, well, we changed it ever so slightly. I just changed it to the ring with the prancing horse on there, looking pretty good. Didn't want to change it too much, didn't want these filled in. Feel like that was part of this spec. In with the windshield there, and then in with the door and side windows. On we go. Rear window in, trunk in, and then we've got the rear tail lights. I did manage to repair this set of tail lights. There we go. And I did manage to repair this exhaust, and we are sticking with the same exhaust. I like them. They look pretty cool. Let's just get the other door in and in with the window. Oh, I've just realized I forgot a part. That's the rear bumper here. I did keep this as it was as well, which is just those two tiny little pins. Don't understand it really, but there we go. Didn't want to change it to an extra wing or whatever was going to be on there. Looking pretty good. Let's get the plate on. Obviously our VM plate's just 250 GTO on there, looking awesome. And let's whack some interior in if we were in a slightly better place. There we go. Kept the same steering wheel, which is the Typhoon wheel. Kept the same seats, which is also the Typhoon. I just changed them to red to more match with the exterior. Didn't mean to click on that. There we go. Looking pretty good. I'm liking the look of this one. I can't wait to get it in the paint shop and get this one all coloured and ready to go. But have we got everything? 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get the beautiful GTO into the paint shop, see if there's any liveries, and pick a decent colour to go on this one. Probably will be a factory colour. Will it stay red, though? Let's jump into the liveries, and sadly we can see that there are no liveries coming with the beautiful 250 GTO. So let's go into the factory colours and let's see what we've got. I mean, I'm pretty confident I'm sticking with this beautiful red on there, looking pretty good. We do also have a darker gloss red. Not very interested in that one. This lovely metallic-y blue colour, maybe. Oh, I'm torn between that and the red. I don't know. Then we got a gloss blue. Again, not really what we're going to go for today. And obviously just the silver or a metallic-y silver on there. I'm torn between the blue and the red. I don't know what to do. I'm going for the red. It's Ferrari. We're going to do a restoration on this one. It's going to be predominantly back to how it was. So let's get that red on there. Looking very, very good. We will be adding a few little colours to the engine bay, but nothing too special. It's very black in there, so I'm going to keep a lot of it a sort of a stocky sort of colour. Try and get a few of these reds on this engine and make it just pop a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of chrome pieces on there. This one is going to be probably my closest to a full restoration I think I've ever done on this channel. So let's crack on with it. I need to get some parts painted, but not quite everything. Probably going to do a lot of the suspension and underside blacked out or a darker chrome or something along those lines. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Got to start playing around with a few bits. So let's get this one back on the lifter. I'm going to start getting a few bits painted, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, that's everything painted, ready to go back on the beautiful 250 GTO. Looking absolutely stunning on there. Obviously, it's very dark under here, so I've kept a lot of the metalwork in a sort of black colour well, black chrome to be more precise, but there is some other colors in there. So let's just take a quick look at these shocks before we get started. Chrome black shocks with pearl red springs and some chrome black caps on there, if I could get my words out. There we go. Off you come. Looking pretty good. But let's see what we've got in under here. So we've got a steering rack that is blacked out along with the front sway bar as well. But the front knuckle is in a white chrome or a normal chrome on there, looking good. Inner tie rod in the chrome with the outer tie rod blacked out to make it, you know, just alternate the colors a little bit. Both the bottom and the upper suspension arms are in that black chrome because I really think a lot of this should be blacked out, but I can't just leave it all black. I have to throw a splash of a few other bits in just to make sure. For example, the red spring on them beautiful shocks there, looking lovely. Sway bar end link is a whited out white chrome or just a normal chrome version on there, with the knuckle cover in the black and the wheel hub in the chrome, looking absolutely fantastic in there. Let's just get a few more of these bits in. A brake disc, brake pad. This front wheel hub is also in a lovely little chrome there. And the brake caliper is in a pearl red to go with the springs and a few other splashes of colour that we've got going on. Let's just take it so you can't see. And I think that looks pretty good. Very blacked out, just with the odd splash of chrome in there for good measure. Looking pretty sweet. Let's jump down the back and get this one done as well. The main rear drive axle is in that black there. Then we've got the spring cap in the chrome with the pearl red spring and the cap in a black chrome, looking pretty good. The shocks are matching the front shocks in the black chrome. And this side piece here in a normal chrome with these underpinning pieces all in that pearl red, just to sort of add an extra splash of colour down here. Looking very good. Let's just get that bushing in. In we go. Then we've got the knuckle in the chrome, the hub in the black chrome, with the drive axle in the normal chrome on there, looking fantastic. On with the brake disc, on with the brake pad, and then on with that pearl red brake caliper. Really pleased with this one. It is a bit blacked out for some people, but I think it looks fantastic. Fuel tanks in a black with the fuel pump in a red. Now this plastic piece doesn't quite go the pearl red the same as the rest of it, but it still looks pretty good under there. I'm going to get the rest of this all finished off, then we'll work on getting that engine bay in. I will already have the fuse box in by the time we get there. Then we're going to go and build that beautiful inline 6 engine. I shall see you in just a little while. Well, there it is. Everything in the suspension, mostly in a black chrome, but some of the parts just in a normal chrome in there, just to keep it balanced, a little bit of a mix and match with a couple of splashes of pearl red in there for good measure. I think that looks fantastic. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comments below. We've already got the fuse box fully in and ready to go. It is in a tasty little red just up there. But let's crack on and get the rest of this engine bay sorted. The wishy-washy reservoir, the brake servo, and our lovely fully charged battery ready to go back in there. And the last piece in this very simple engine bay is the radiator C. You can see it's in a white chrome colour, but it doesn't change too much. I still think it looks pretty good, though. I didn't want it black, the same as everything else. I wanted a few normal or chromey looking parts to show up in the engine bay. Hopefully that's going to look pretty good in there. Can barely even see it unless you open up this little engine cover. Then you can just see it popping up, and I love that little feature in there. You can just about see it through the front end there behind the lovely horse badge. But that's not all we've got to do. That's the engine bay finished. Let's go and build that beautiful inline 6 engine. Now, the block has got absolutely zero colour on it whatsoever. The oil pan has been blacked out just to help it blend in a little bit more. But let's get a few of these pieces on here. We've got the oil filter. That's in a little pearl red there just for good measure. The fuel filter's not coloured, just in its original colour. And the alternator also not coloured, just in its performance parts chrome. Looking very good on there. The engine head also not coloured. What is going on today, you say? I'm not colouring anything by the looks of this, but we'll crack on and get a few little bits done. The ignition distributor's got no colour on it. We're keeping a lot of this standard. As I said, this was more a restoration than it was a full custom build. So let's just crack on with this. In we go. The distributor cap has been painted a pearl red just to try and blend in a little bit better on there. Now you've got the distributor in, you can pit both the camshafts in. Until that's in, you can only pit this one in. You can't pit that one in. So we're going to crack on and get this done. We've obviously got 6 spark plugs. We've got camshafts on either side. And we've got 4 camshaft caps for each camshaft. And then a cam gear on the end of them as well. So I'm going to crack on and get all of this in. And I'll see you in a second. There we go. That's all the internal parts done in there. Camshafts, camshaft caps, and all the spark plugs in ready to go. But let's move on to the front. Lovely, beautiful little timing chain with a couple of shoes in here just for good measure. In we go, and in we go there. And a lovely little cam gear just up here, just to finish that piece off. Then we can get this timing cover on. Now, I really did want to colour this in a sort of chromey colour, but it didn't work unless I force chromed it. So we've left it as it was. It still looks pretty good on there, and plus it matches in with the block and the head. So it's definitely very good. Just a shame I couldn't get it in a normal sort of chrome without going too over the top. Water pump in its normal sort of chromey colour, looking good on there. Crankshaft is also in its normal colour, with the water pump fully blacked out just to keep it all going. We've also got a serpentine belt on here that is blacked out just because I like them blacked out of any of the text on it. And the radiator fan is in just its normal colour. I did try and chrome this. Again, normal chrome didn't look that much different, and then the forced chrome was just way too over the top. So we just left it as it was. That's the front end pretty much finished. We're going to throw these exhaust manifolds in. These are blacked out. You've already seen the exhaust on the underside of the car. They've got lovely chrome tips on them, but the straight piping all the way down is all in a black. So we've kept that to hopefully match into that. We'll see a bit later on. The 2-barrel carburetors, these are also not painted, but they've got lovely red and lovely chrome on them. So they just look fantastic as they were. So we left them as they was, just because they already fitted the sort of colour scheme I had in my head for this build. This intake manifold is also not coloured, but the performance parts one that comes in this lovely pearl sort of style red with a chrome tube on the end. I think it looks fantastic. It fits in with what we were aiming for today, and it saved me time with painting. Not that it did, because I tried painting it first, but never mind. In with the round air filter on the end, just left that one again in its normal chrome. Now, for these engine head covers, these are painted. They are in a pearl red, and you can see how close that pearl red is to the red that comes on that intake manifold there. Very, very good. Very pleased with all of this. Let's just get the other one on. On you go there. And we'll get you all bolted up and ready to go in our beautiful Ferrari 250 GTO. Last piece is these ignition wires. They are looking cool. We've left them as they were. Now, I did want these bits to go a bit more of a pearl red like this, but it meant painting this whole bar as well. And I quite liked that little bit of chrome just in the center there. Plus, it does kind of match in with the distributor cap on there. But that's it. This beautiful i6 engine all finished, and a lot of it is just stock or standard color as it were. Obviously, we've upgraded to performance parts. The only real painted bits are the exhaust manifolds and these two head covers on there, looking fantastic, along with a couple of little bits down here. But it is looking great. I'm going to grab some pictures, then we'll get it dropped in the beautiful 250 GTO, and we'll have that one very soon all finished off. There it is, all finished, looking beautiful, but it's time to get it off the stand and dropped into that wonderful looking 250 GTO. Looking great. One of my favourite little things is this isn't open. When you drop the engine in, this will open because that's what it assumes. It needs to be open to pop the engine in. So let's get it in just because I want to see that little feature. In you go. And if we come away from that, look, you can see that little bit's just been opened up. We're going to close it down again. But look at that engine in there, looking fantastic. Loving the reds on the top. Obviously, the pearl red is a definitely different red than the red we used on the body. We used a gloss red on the body here. Factory red as that one was. But looking beautiful in that engine there. Loving that. We'll get some pictures and you'll see them a little bit later on. But let's jump it up in the air. Let's get underneath. We need to finish this one off. We got a gearbox to go in along with a drive shaft. But no exhaust today because the exhaust is built into the framework. Well, I say no exhaust. A little bit of front exhaust section. Just in the black in there. There we go. Gearbox, not coloured. Same as the engine block on there. Looking fantastic. Quite pleased with it still. But we do have some colour on the starter. Just a little bit of red on there. Just to add a splash of it down here. Looking good. Drive shaft, in you go. You are in the black chrome. Loving that. In we go. And in we go down here. And that is pretty much it. I've just got some wheels to do for this beautiful 250 GTO. So we need to get it back down towards the ground. Not on the ground, obviously. There's no wheels. Then I'm going to get some windows tinted just a little bit. Liquid's all topped up. The wheels done. And this beautiful 250 GTO outside in the sun. All finished off, ready to hit up a drag strip. Here we are then, all finished with the beautiful Ferrari 250 GTO, modded in by Payne, looking absolutely fantastic. There is a link in the description below if you want to grab this one yourself. This engine is absolutely stunning, and I've not painted too much of it this time. Kind of left a lot of it as it was. Obviously, a few little bits are painted just to make it pop that little bit more. And if we jump underneath, the suspension is mostly just blacked out with a splash of pearl red and a little bit of white chrome on there. The rest of it is all in a black chrome. It is looking fantastic. Let's talk about these rims. I went for the Aston Martin DB5 rims on this one today. It is what comes on it. They fit it absolutely perfectly. I have changed the sizes ever so slightly. Just gone a little bit bigger. The fronts here, these are a 17-inch rim. Is a little bit bigger than standard. 215 width, again bigger than standard, with a 55 profile on there. Looking pretty good. I think they fill it out quite well, and it's not too over the top. It still fits in the theme of a retro racer. Down the back, still a 17-inch rim, but it's 245 width with a 55 profile on there. So just a little bit bigger than standard, but looking absolutely beautiful. I love this car. It is so good looking. One of the most beautiful cars ever made. But let's jump inside and see what this one's like on the interior. Beautiful interior here by Payne, looking fantastic. We've obviously put the red Typhoon seats in today to kind of match in with the body of this beautiful Ferrari. Loving the steering wheel choice for this one that you went with, Payne. We kept it as it was. But let's get it started, see what this one sounds like. Bit of a weird spaceship grumble for the i6, but let's give it some gas. Well, that sounds pretty meaty at the top end, doesn't it? Not too displeased with that one. Sounding fantastic. Absolutely love this. But let's get it onto the dyno. Let's see what horsepower this one's got today and what its drag rating will be. Here we are then on the dyno with the Ferrari 250 GTO and its inline-six engine, 298 factory horsepower on that one. All of the performance parts today. How much have we increased it by, and what will its drag rating be? A gain of 205 horsepower, 69%, nicely done, up to 502 total measured horsepower on this one, with a drag rating of A, 618, the lower end of the A scale, but it should give us some interesting competition on the drag strip. Let's go and see the gearbox tuning setup for today. There she is. I've gone for a 3.15 ratio, and I've added an extra gear. 84 kilometers an hour in the first gear, up to 309 kilometers an hour in top gear. Don't know how close to that one we will get, but we will find out in a bit. There is no ECU, but we do have 3 carburetors, all fully tuned, and if you need some help with that, there are a couple of shorts on my page showing you how to tune the ECU and also how to tune the carburetors to get the maximum out of them each time. But let's get over to the drag strip. Let's see what the 250 GTO can do. Here we are then on the drag strip with the 250 GTO. Let's just get into it. King of the Sands, 1 mile, and in A-Class, although we're a little bit low on the A-Class. But we'll see what we come up against today. Pay the entry fee. Who have we got? Well, our first race is against the Raid edition of the Nissan Skyline GTR. That should be pretty cool on there. Suzumis is in the Ford Fiesta Rallycross today. Nicely done. And Matteo is in the GRC Ford Fiesta, with Country Fang in the Raid Edition GTR Skyline as well. Let's get into our first race, a classic 250 GTO versus a Nissan Skyline R34. That should be interesting. Let's get into it. Well, that beautiful looking Raid Skyline doesn't look like it was built for the drag strip. More looks like it was built for a Dakar rally or something like that. But it should be pretty powerful nonetheless against our beautiful little Ferrari 250 GTO. Who's going to win this one? First race in. Let's see what we can do. Let's go. Off the line, always a good sign. Into second, into third. Come on, little Ferrari, you can do this. Into fourth gear. Where is the Skyline catching? Oh, please don't be out in the first round again. I don't believe it. Oh, you'll be so disappointed. We are going to be out in the first round again. Into sixth gear. What a shame. Nissan Skyline Raid Edition taking the victory from us. What an insane vehicle. Well, let's get across the line and see what our times are. Well, there we go. A 10.052 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Not the best, but almost a 10-second car. Still quite pleased with that. Unfortunately, we did lose to the Raid Edition Skyline in the first race, but the 1 mile took us 25.936. We were not that far behind it to the 1 mile. We did beat it to the quarter of a mile. We just couldn't quite hold out with the speed. Top speed of 305 kilometers an hour from us, so not too bad. Unfortunately, we are out in the first round. We'll do a couple more 1v1s and we'll see who wins this tournament. Let's get into it. Unfortunately, we are out. What a shame. Country Thang is also out, but Matteo is still in the GRC Ford Fiesta. Suzumis is still in the Rallycross Fiesta. And the McLaren F1 got knocked out by the Ford Mustang FR500 CJ. I don't even know which one that is. The Cobra Jet. No idea. Not sure about that one, but let's get into it. Let's see who's going to keep going through. Let's just go on. Matteo's still in. Suzumis is still in. And sadly, that Ford Mustang, whatever the hell that was, is out. Matteo is against the Nissan Skyline Raid. Is it the same one that knocked us out? It's not the same one that knocked us out. But Suzumis is against the Nissan Skyline Raid that did knock us out. I think them two raids are going to be in the final. Should be interesting. Let's see who goes through. Raid and Raid. It is a double raided final. Two exactly the same cars. One of them's going to win, so let's just get on with it. In we go. And there we go. Sadly, we didn't take any money, and the person that knocked us out was not the person that won. It was the person on the other line in the Raid Edition, the Skyline. Let's just do 2 more 1v1s and see what sort of times we can get down with the Ferrari 250 GTO. Back to this screen again, a 1v1 at 1 mile. Let's do 3 randoms. 1, 2, 3. We are against the Wayne-mobile, Batmobile. Let's give this a go. We are considerably higher than it, but this is a bit insane. So let's get into it, see what we can do. Bit harsh, a billionaire playboy bringing his special Batmobile to the drag strip to absolutely dominate, but we'll see how well it can do. It does look beautiful though. Absolutely love the colouring and style of that car against our beautiful little Ferrari 250 GTO. Might be a bit of a challenge. We've already seen it can't quite hold its own, but let's see if we can beat the Wayne edition of Batmobile. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, little GTO. We got to win a race today. Into third. You can do it. Come on, into fourth gear. Where's the Batmobile? Way behind us by the looks of it at the moment. Hopefully it stays that way. I don't want to go 2 videos without winning a single drag race. I'll be very disappointed. Into top gear. Still can't see the Batmobile. Hopefully we can cross the line before it gets anywhere near us. Let's just get across the line and see if we can get a better time. Here we go then. What have we got? A 10.125, which unfortunately is definitely not a better time. Our first run was much better, and to the 1 mile, a 26.011. But we did get a slightly higher top speed, 306 kilometers an hour, and we did win a race. This is the first win out of 5 races for me, so I'm a bit surprised by that. I've definitely not had that much of a downfall since we started. But there we go. Some times to put down. Let's see. Let's do one more and see if we can get a better time in our very last run. Here we go then. 3 more randomizations. 1, 2, 3. I'm not doing the raid again. We already know we lost to that. So let's do one more. And we are against the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker, which was a car that demolished us in the Murcielago. So let's see if we can beat it in the Ferrari 250 GTO. Hot Wheels Bone Shaker versus the Ferrari 250 GTO. We know this one can do some good times, so hopefully it doesn't absolutely demolish us in our beautiful little 250 GTO today. Fingers crossed. Let's get inside. Let's get this final race done. Let's go. Off the line. Didn't jump the lights. Into second. Bad gear change there. Into third. Come on, little 250 GTO. I'm just waiting to see that Bone Shaker fly past us. Hopefully it doesn't. Where are you? It is still behind us at the moment. Maybe we can steal the victory in the Ferrari 250 GTO and maybe get a good time. I don't know. I did get a bad gear change into second, so maybe not quite the best time. But let's get across the line and find out. There we go, across the line. What is this one going to be? A 10.205. Actually just our worst run of the day. And a 26.127 to the 1 mile. Again, our worst run of the day. With a top speed of 305 kilometers an hour, but we did win, so we're definitely very, very happy with that. Almost exactly the same reaction time as well, and we beat it by a little bit. Nothing too special, only just, but I'm definitely glad that we got a win in. Let's get the 250 GTO back to the garage and see if we can become billionaires ourselves. Well, here we have it. Car number 40 down the drag strip, finishing in 33rd. Not bad. We definitely could see a lot better. We've definitely seen a lot worse on this one. With a top speed of 305 kilometers an hour, a quarter of a mile time of 10.052, and a 1 mile time of 25.936. This Ferrari 250 GTO is not bad at all. Very pleased with it. A little bit on the slow side, but it is incredibly old, and it was running a beautiful i6 engine instead of some of the other ones that run them big, beefier V12s. Let's talk some facts and figures, though. I bought the car for a grand total of 10,134,670 and could have sold it at a loss of 904,868, which definitely wouldn't have been good, would it now? We obviously didn't do that. We spent another 254,037 credits modifying, upgrading and painting this beautiful 250 GTO to how you see it here today, putting our total spend at 10,388,707. Can we make a profit from this beautiful 250 GTO? Let's take a look. Well, here we are then, all finished, all 100% done on the beautiful 250 GTO, with that engine ramped up to 502 horsepower, a gain of 69% from factory, and it looks a lot better than it does from the factory as well. But the question is, we spent 10,388,707 getting this car to how it is today. Will we be able to make a profit from this beautiful beast? Wow. 45,310,820 is the sale price for the 250 GTO. Take away what we spent, leaves us with the biggest profit I think I've ever seen. 34,922,113 is our profit from the beautiful 250 GTO. I am shocked. That engine in there looks absolutely beautiful. All the suspension underneath is incredible. You've done an excellent job modding this one in, Payne. It looks fantastic. Link in the description below if you want to grab this one, or just head over to the Steam Workshop and search Ferrari 250. You should be able to find it with ease. But we've got to say goodbye to this beautiful little beast and claim all of that profit. Off you go. This is going to ramp us up. 68,766,777 is now what we have in the bank, ready to spend on any cars we want. I think we were already there, but now we are well and truly there. What have we got next, though? This is another new mod, absolutely beautiful looking. This is the BMW M3 E46, and we've got the GTR version looking pretty good. I think some of you may already know what we're going to do with this one when we come to it. The engine in this one is the V8 double overhead cam AXK. No swaps available. 500 factory horsepower on that one. Did we get a good deal? We did, but only just. I'm still happy with that. 93,743 is what we paid, and I could sell it for 94,200, making a cushy little profit of 457 before we even begin. This is for next time, though. I do hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a comment, and letting a little tasty little like as well. Let me know what you think of all of the builds we've done on this beautiful channel. But yes, try and hit to 500 subscribers as well. So if you can hit that subscribe button, please do. We're going to build a beast of a drag strip fire truck when we have hit 500 subscribers, if we get there by the 19th of February. So that's your goal. We've not got far left to go now, so let's just crack on with it. Smash that subscribe button, leave me a like, tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.